What's up, everybody? Billtendo back here to do another speed run with Fiery Fox. Uh, I know we haven't been keeping up with these, and we're gonna get that back on track for you guys. I know a lot of people like these, and they like to see them on a regular basis. And we both just have a lot of stuff going on, so we're gonna see what we can do to kind of right this ship and get things posted more often and more consistently. So our subject today, I'm actually going to leave that up to Jenny because it's her idea. And since it's her idea, I'm going to let her present it.
So, the topic for today is, have you ever wanted to live in a video game world? Which one and why?
Awesome. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You should go first, Billy.
All right. So anybody that knows me knows the answer to this question already. It's obvious Hyrule. I would love to live in Hyrule. And for people that don't know, that's where all the Legend of Zelda games are set. Um, there's just something great about Hyrule. It's the original, like, castle kingdom. You know, you have your castle, but at the same time, you have an entire kingdom to explore. There's always ruins to explore, there's always forests, there's always caves. If you look at some, um, say, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, there's dungeons scattered about. Um, Big, large dungeons for you to comb through and discover new things constantly, whether it be puzzles for you to solve or, a monster to fight. It just seems like there would always be something to do if you want something to do. You only reason you ever have to be bored in Hyrule is because you want to be bored. And then when you get even further along and say we're getting into Breath of the Wild era, um, that game is made of nothing but exploring. I've completed that game twice now, and both times I've found tons and tons of things that I didn't like in my second playthrough, I didn't find in the first playthrough. And it just shows that there's so much, and it's just such a large world. You could explore it forever, and I love exploration. As a kid, my cousins and I used to like march through the forest for hours. We'd go through the swamps, and we go swimming in the swamps and the bayous, and we go marching through the forest and like go build clubhouses that are like a mile back in the woods and spend
Is
the night
that
out there and stuff.
is that where the gator ate your entire lower half and only left like a nub and of the top?
Yes, which is why they started calling me Bob. When I was in the water, I would just bob around because
Billy
it
Bob, yeah.
like you got it. See that? No, but in all seriousness, like think about it. We had alligators in our swamps and neutral rats, which if you're in Florida, you know what a neutral rat is.
I was
That
gonna say, you're talking about gators and swamps. I live in Florida and I've seen Shrek,
right.
so yes, I
So
know what lives in swamps.
So, like when you grow up in an environment like that and you're big into exploration of that environment, the only thing I really regretted being a kid is we didn't have any mountains to climb and we didn't have any caves to find where we're from. But in Legend of Zelda, we had all that. You had mountains to climb, you had caves to find and walk around in. So to me, Hyrule taps into that childhood desire that I always had to explore and just be out there and looking around because I want to see what's there. And the fighting and the awesome swords and weapons and clothes, that's all just a bonus at the end of the day for me. But for me, I would say it's Hyrule and it's all about the exploration.
So you sit here and trash talk Skyrim and then give like
Scrums?
a 23-minute explanation on how you love to explore. But Skyrim is there's literally so much to explore. Caves, dungeons, random holes. There are like so many different passages, mountains to climb, like Easter eggs to find, treasure everywhere. so much stuff to unlock. Like, I really think that it's something you would enjoy if you gave it a real chance.
See, right now you sound like my son because he thinks I just haven't given it a chance. I've tried to play Skyrim 2 different times. I've never made it further than 30 minutes in. Um, my
Then you
problem
haven't
is
given
with the
it a chance.
that's what he says. My problem is with the format of the game that it's first person. I tried it in third person. It was really bad in third person. The fighting is terrible in third person, but I'm told it's much better in first person. Skyrim is the one game I wish I could get into. That's why I've tried it twice already. I don't hate the game. I don't understand it because I've never played through it, but I will give it another try because I really want to play that game.
I'm telling you, it's just for an explorer, it is an explorer's game. You can explore so many different realms. I mean, you can even take a boat and go explore another area in the
I'm
map.
on a boat and going
Well,
fast and
anyway, I don't want, I'm not, I wouldn't, I don't want to live in Skyrim. That's not my point. Like, if I had
oh
to,
really?
no, I wouldn't.
I really thought you were gonna pick Skyrim. You're
No,
not?
no.
Oh, all right. Then I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Let
So
me hear
there's
what you
two.
got.
One is really dark, and one is just a classic and awesome. So I'm going to start with the dark one. Have you ever heard of American McGee's Alice Return to Madness?
No, that seems like an excessive title.
Okay, well, American McGee is like the company, but it's essentially an Alice in Wonderland game. It's a sequel from the first American McGee Alice, Alice in Madness or whatever, and then it's like the sequel to that, and the graphics are way better. I played them both because when I got the second one, it came with the first one. It's really cool. I loved Alice in Wonderland and I read through the Looking Glass. So for me, when I saw that there was a game that was kind of based on Alice in Wonderland, I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then when you start playing, you find out that the story is really, really dark. And
Uh
all of the people that you would run into that you think would be your friends are actually kind of like your enemies. And like you do have some good friends, but like it's really cool. And like you fight with I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but it's really awesome and the maps are
no,
so
no.
expansive.
So what did you say the name of the game was?
It's called American McGee Alice Return to Madness.
I'm writing this down because it sounds interesting and it's something that I want to look into. What system is it on?
So I think I played it on the PlayStation, but it's a digital deal, so you can pretty much download it anywhere.
What is it? And is it a big company game like EA or
The
Bethesda, or
official
is it an indie game?
so it is on Xbox and PlayStation, but like the official synopsis or whatever, Alice Madness Returns is a psychological horror hack and slash action adventure platform video game.
Nice.
So
From that
developed by
description,
three.
I would visually think, a little bit of Silent Hill, a little bit of Dark Souls.
It's really interesting, and she wields like this butcher knife, and you can like your lives are tracked by these little butterfly things. I loved the game, honestly. I played through it twice, and it was the kind of thing, kind of like Banjo and Kazooie, where you have to jump and do all this different like mazes and puzzles and stuff. But
So it's got a little bit of platformer in there.
yeah, definitely. And there's all these different
Interesting.
ways that you can kill the things that you interact with. And it's been so long since I've played it. I honestly think I'm going to look it up on the Xbox Marketplace and download it onto my current Xbox cuz it's a really fun game. And then
What
what?
What's the visual on it? I mean, the gameplay style. Is it a first person? Is it a third person?
I think you can choose kind of like Skyrim to do either first or third.
Okay.
But I remember playing it in third. Like I remember looking at her like from behind kind of. But
Oh,
I don't know. It's just a visually, I remember when I played it being like, wow, because I love horror and dark things, and has a dark twist on Alice in
Right.
Wonderland and puts more adult themes to it, but still
You
keeps it
know,
like fun.
it's really Disney that put the shiny spin on Alice in Wonderland. If you look at the story, it's a dark story.
It
I mean,
is. And
you're talking about from the very beginning. You're talking about unsupervised children falling down holes, having delusions, drinking potions that they just find, people attempting to murder them. Not really what I would consider a children's story to begin with.
well, so many Disney stories. Think about it. Start off with kids having one or both parents die, or,
Oh yeah,
being stranded somewhere and having, I mean, like it's situations that would be typically, soul crushing or anxiety causing, but it's Disney. Speaking of Disney, if I had to pick another video game world to live in, it would definitely be Kingdom Hearts, because who wouldn't want to go to all of the different Disney worlds?
that's true. I can see that because man, you know what? Screw you. Because you know what you just did? You picked up the genie's lamp and you wished for 1,000 more wishes. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if I go to Kingdom Hearts, I can go to all the Final Fantasy games. I can go to all of the Disney worlds. You know, it's the equivalent of wishing for more wishes.
It's called being smart. It's a loophole, friend.
No, but I definitely get that one. I haven't played the newest iterations of Kingdom Hearts, but I played the hell out of the first one and I really, really enjoyed it. Except for one thing. There's one thing I hate in those games. The gummy ship. It is the most useless, annoying thing. Like, get rid of it and give me a portal.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Like, that's my only critique of Kingdom Hearts, actually, is get rid of the gummy ship and give me portals.
Well, I
You
haven't played
know?
Kingdom Hearts 3 either, but I think it's on Xbox Game Pass. So I'm definitely gonna play through that.
Well, my sons were trying to tell me on the newest Kingdom Hearts that they really improved the whole gummy ship situation, and it actually feels like a part of the game now.
That's cool.
But yeah, uh, you know, don't get me wrong. I was a big fan of the gummy bears. I get it, you know, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it fit with the game. I didn't feel like it was necessary.
That's
It
fine.
bored
Yeah,
me.
I got you. It's fair.
But no, I mean, I remember starting out on the island in the first Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, this game is awesome. His feet
Right.
are giant, though.
I love it. All like I don't know, I love it. It's goofy feet.
Yeah, exactly. And the first time I saw the Heartless, I'm like, these are some cool looking little minions, you
Right?
know?
The Keyblades, classic.
I agree. The Keyblade has become almost as iconic as the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda.
It's true.
You
It is.
know,
It's one of those
it
iconic
it
like video game weapons.
right. Absolutely. You know, there's certain weapons in video games that people will never forget. You know, you're never going to forget the Master Sword. You're never going to forget the Hylian Shield. And everybody knows the Keyblade. Like, people that don't even play Kingdom Hearts
They're
know
like,
the
"Oh,
Keyblade.
Keyblade, Kingdom Hearts, Sora."
Right. Exactly. They sell Keyblades at freaking Disney.
Hell yeah, they
'Cause
do.
you could buy a lightsaber and a Keyblade in the same day.
Dual wield.
Oh shit.
Then you can like hop on over
Okay.
to Universal and get a Harry Potter wand.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not gonna get started on Harry Potter. It started off so great, and it ended okay.
We're not going there. We're not going there. It's not video game related and we're not going there.
Okay, that's fair. The ending fight sucked. They built it up for 8 movies, and you know what? We're doing it. Just listen
No,
to
we're not.
me.
Oh my god. It's
You know how I like to rant. Just Give me 2 seconds. So all of it ends up like you go through all these movies between where it's building up to a fight between Harry and Voldemort, and then you finally get down to it, and it's like a couple of spells thrown, and it's fucking done. You know, it wasn't the epic clash. It wasn't the confrontation to seal the deal. It was like, this fight could have been in the middle of the first movie. You know?
Well, then J.K. Rowling turned out to be a transphobe, so I don't even recognize that person as an individual anymore. So you could argue that it also ended terribly after the movies ended. So.
Well, that's true. Did you ever hear the theory? There's a conspiracy theory about J.K. Rowling to begin with that she's not a real person. Have you ever heard that? No. Now, look, the woman we all know of as J.K. Rowling is a real person. But the woman also has very little to no literary history at all before Harry Potter. So the theory is it is a group of writers that actually wrote all the Harry Potter books and hired a woman no one had ever heard of to portray the role of J.K. Rowling and put it looked like it was written by one single person. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Look into it. There's so much weird stuff about it online, and like people go crazy into this, talking about how different parts of different books are written in different styles. That it's not stylistically
Maybe she's just
one way all the way.
Has multiple personality disorder. Well, there's a conspiracy theory on the internet that in The Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan actually did have a twin, and that the other Lindsay Lohan is off living a life that's like way better than the current Lindsay Lohan that we know. So there's actually two of them.
For the most part, I really enjoy conspiracy theories because they amuse me. They excite me because I'm like, that is insane. But it's, and like, I'm like, I can't believe people believe that. But at the same time, I'm sitting here and I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my God, did you know light bulbs were invented by Fidel Castro, actually?
I know, I heard that too. I read it on Facebook, so it must be true.
So yeah, I have a thing for conspiracy theories. My favorite one I ever read was actually that the Vatican has a time machine in the basement that they have used to make Christianity the dominant religion in the world. That's my favorite. Like, dude, if any group of people had a time machine, I doubt that's what they would do with it. Maybe they would have went back and stopped some molestations that made them look so bad. Something.
I will say.
I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. So, Jenny, tell me what you're working on.
I'm Twitch streaming more consistently here. I have a schedule that I try to follow pretty regularly. I'm still on Instagram. I have a YouTube, but I don't do anything with it. It's just there.
Well, maybe if you put me on your YouTube, it'd get a little more popular. I am a mildly attractive older man,
Gross. You're like, instead of a silver fox, you're like a gray donkey.
Well, thank you for that.
Or like a swamp rat. I don't know. Like remember the swamp rats of unusual size from The Princess Bride?
Yes. Yeah, great. Oh, okay, great.
No, but really quick, I want to ask your opinion on something. So if I did post videos on my YouTube channel, I was thinking about doing one called the Funsy Onesie Hour. And like we wear onesies and we chat.
I have onesies. We can do that. Let's do that.
Right? I have onesies. It'd be adorable.
I have video game related onesies also. So let's do this thing.
We'll discuss. We'll chat. I'll have my people call your people, and they will not reach each other because they don't exist. But
right,
I'll message.
And I are such big deals at this point that we don't have people that don't talk to each other. All right. Anyway, I'm Billtendo. You can find me right here on the Arcade Cabinet YouTube. You can find me on the Instagram. You can find Billtendo on Instagram and YouTube as separate channels. Jenny and I are both on the Arcade Cabinet podcast every single week. Available on all platforms: Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever you use, we're there. Also, video streaming on Roku. You can also find me on Macari. I always have video game stuff for sale. You interested in finding an old console, finding some old games? I'm your guy. Hit me up. Just Google search Billtendo on Macari, and you'll find me. And that about wraps up our speed run today. Jenny, thank you. And thank you to all of our listeners, because without you guys, we'd just be talking to ourselves.